Welcome back to another edition of Vikings Film Room, brought to you by the Vikings Entertainment Network. I'm your host, Pete Bercich. Now, the Minnesota Vikings just conquered the North in historic fashion against the Indianapolis Colts. Now, these New York football Giants roll into town. Now, these Giants have got a great running game, great running back, and they also pack a punch at the defensive line position. Let's take a deep dive in the film and see what the Vikings are up against on Saturday. All right, so when you talk about the Giants offense, really the conversation begins and ends with this guy, Saquon Barkley. Unbelievable athlete. Yeah, he's had some injuries, he had that knee reconstructed, but he's back. This is a perfect example of just the athleticism that this guy has, and it's really about what the Giants offense is. And this is just, hey, let's get our athletes the ball in space. I mean, this is schematically as simple as it gets. Just a little swing around on the outside, but Barkley can make these plays amazing. Watch this move. He puts on the linebacker in space. That's an ankle breaker, folks. And, you know, he's not where he's breaking ankles and moving chains. That's what this guy can do out of the backfield. Now, one of the more interesting parts of this game between the Giants and the Commanders was just the scheme, the running game. Not a lot of Daniel Jones behind the center, but this is the wham play, all right? We may not see this because of our front, but a really creative way of getting Saquon Barkley the football. Watch this tight end. What they're basically doing up front is letting the D lineman go and really just getting up to that second level. So as this tight end moves himself in, and at the snap of the ball, you're going to see right where everybody's going. This guard does a great influence here, turns himself outside. This tight end's going to come down, kick out the nose tackle. Boom. Nice gap right here. You got a hat on a hat. Saquon Barkley gets right up to that second level. Beautifully designed play by the Giants. Now, it may not have been a huge box score day for Saquon Barkley, but this is extremely important. This is a 4-minute drill, meaning the Giants have the lead. They want to burn the clock. They want to move the chains. And the thing is, the Commanders know it. The Commanders know at this point of the game, you need to stop the run. But the Giants are able to do it anyway, and it's because of Saquon Barkley. These are 3 plays that happen in a row, 3 in a row. So on this first one, a little bit of a different style, a little bit of change in tackling, in blocking here. You get the guard pull, tackles, influence blocking. He's getting up to that second level. So again, they're kicking somebody out and they're getting north and south. And when Barkley gets in that second level, he's still able to keep going north and south. So that's just play number 1 of a series of 3 plays. All right, so the Giants move the chains, right? First play, move the chains. Running the ball again. Everybody knows it. Everybody in the stands, the Commanders' defense knows it. Everybody knows that Saquon Barkley is going to get this football, but try to stop him. This is a very, very, I think, revealing play on how Barkley is patient. He's a very patient runner because at the snap of the ball, you see this double team. Now, as this double team develops, this nose tackle needs to keep right here in the crack, right in this gap, but he doesn't stay in there, and it's because of the patience of Barkley. Once he gets this handoff, he lets this thing develop. As soon as that nose tackle gets out of his gap, there it is, gets north and south, runs through an arm tackle, spins through another, moves the chains again. Very simple run game, but very, very effective. All right, remember, 4-minute drill, 2 plays, 2 first downs on the ground. They can't just run it a third time, can they? I mean, everybody, the Commanders, everybody in the stands, everybody knows that this is going to be a run. But again, it's Saquon Barkley. We've seen him in space break guys' ankles, but it's the subtle things that make him such a good running back. So watch this linebacker and how this play develops. Okay, you're gonna get the double team up front, and then the lineman is gonna work his way to the second level. But see where the helmet of the linebacker is right now. He's on this outside, right? He's got this gap right here. Saquon Barkley does this head bob right to the right. Watch how this linebacker reacts, and then watch what happens. He steps to the right, linebacker pulls his head back underneath. That opens that gap right there. Spin move on the safety again. Not a complex run game, guys, but we have to stop Saquon Barkley. Now, flipping to the Giants defense, Kayvon Thibodeaux had himself a career night. Now, a lot of it is his ability, but a lot of it is also the scheme that Wink Martindale brings to the table. I think we all remember this play, but watch Kayvon Thibodeaux. He's lined up at defensive end, and the key here is not just what goes on, but what's going on around him. They're going to blitz this nickel off the edge, and by doing so, that means he has contained, and it allows Saquon Barkley to just be a football player, be an athlete, and when he can do that, he's unbelievable. The Commanders here try to get this little run back inside, he's unblocked, he comes right down, sniffs it out, makes the tackle. But don't forget, it's the scheme that puts him in that position. So the Commanders tried to run away from him. Well, this time they run at him. Now watch the jet sweep. Again, athlete in space. And this is where, Kayvon Thibodeaux shows a little bit of power. You watch this receiver coming across, he gets the handoff. Watch this one-on-one here between the tight end and Thibodeaux. I mean, this is illegal in probably 10 or 11 states. But he takes this tight end and just shoves him back into the running back's hip, comes back and makes a tackle. Tremendous power, tremendous speed by Kayvon Thibodeaux. Now, one of the things I think Kayvon Thibodeaux's figured out is how to go from the power to the speed. And this play here, this is the biggest play of this game. This is how the Giants won this football game. You see again, Thibodeaux on the outside. Pure passing situation, empty backfield, right? He's one-on-one with the tackle. And what happens is when he makes contact, you can see the body position of this offensive tackle. He's bent at the waist. His knees are bent. This lineman has no power. But watch this transition from a bull rush with the arms, the speed, rip, get underneath, and then get that football loose, and then not just make the sack and force the fumble, but to get up, pick that thing up, and score. That is a huge play by the rookie Kayvon Thibodeaux. Now comes the Dexter Lawrence show. Now, again, this is my program. I get to concentrate on the guys I want to. I love big men. I love the way the game is played. I love the technique. It's kung fu fighting in the trenches. This man's 6'4", 346 pounds. He's a Diet Coke from 350. But watch how good he is. Love watching this guy on film. But you have to figure out, he's not just a run stuffer now, because we're going to see his transition to pass rush right here. But it's the technique, it's the hands. Watch the guard come down underneath him. But right here, you see hit that right arm is right there underneath that offensive lineman. Now, his body's turned, but he has that hand underneath. Watch the power. Watch how he can get this hand off and then rip through and get to that second level. Hand up, club, get through, hips get through, puts a big hit. This was a shot that the Commanders tried to take, and Lawrence busted it up. The guy's a beast. Now, perhaps maybe the second or third biggest play of this game, the Commanders are driving. Watch Lawrence here at the bottom. Again, not just a run stuffer, but he's also a pass rusher. On the snap, he works his way outside. He feels this double team, but he's smart. He knows he has defensive linemen trying to get up the field. He feels this double team. He's going to work his way back in. And look at those feet. 350 pounds with those feet. This is a forced fumble. The Giants recover. Look at big fella right here. He's like, I don't care. I'm not celebrating. I'm tired. I'm big. This guy here, look at the side. Look at that. Look at this guy. That's a man. So let me continue with the Dexter Lawrence highlight film. And the guy deserves this time. He's this good. But watch him again against the Bears. This is earlier in the season, right before we played the Bears, and I remember seeing him on film and what he did to Mustipher this day, the center for the Bears. It was unbelievable. Again, the hand placement, the feet, the quickness. Again, gets up. You see the two hands get on him, but watch what he does with that left hand to get that arm off, rip, club, get underneath, and then get that pressure on the quarterback. Now, Fields gets loose, but once again, quickest point to the quarterback is a straight line, and this guy's 350 and can do it. Well, so the Bears, they have coaches too, right? So they figure, you know what? We can't just let this guy go one-on-one against the center. We're going to try to double team him. Well, good luck with that, right? You see the guard and the center. Watch him put this guard on roller skates, arms up in the air. He's got him tipped over, turns his shoulder, gets in, and gets Fields to throw the football quickly. You can't stop this guy sometimes with two offensive linemen. If you were to run a clinic on how a nose tackle should rush the quarterback, this is it right here. It's an amazing sequence of technique, power, speed, the whole thing. You watch on the snap of the football, he gets that hand on the left arm of the guard. Now the guard has him by the face mask. He still has him by the face mask, but he rips through. But here's the second key. See his left arm? His left arm is on the back of the guard. Why? So that way when the center is pushing him, he can brace himself against this other offensive lineman right here. And he actually uses the back of the lineman next to him to create space and get through this gap. So the elbow's on the back, he's being pushed widen, right? The offensive lineman's trying to widen him. Arm against the back, arm up through, and gets the pass break up. An unbelievable play. Technique, speed, power out of Dexter Lawrence. So overall, the Vikings have a pretty big challenge in bottling up Saquon Barkley, but they can get that done. Now, offensively, We can throw the football, but you've got to be able to stop Thibodeau and Lawrence up in the middle, because if not, they can make it a long day.